there is nothing truth anywhere. There is nothing truth anywhere. I am feeling very unfortunate that in these days just the people are not doing any religious activity. If some people are doing something religious, if some people are doing something special, definitely there is a pakhand there. वहाँ पे एक पाखंड है. पाखंड is nothing but it is the part of पाप. पापस्य खंड पाखंड. दिस इज ऑल्सो ए पार्ट ऑफ पाप. पाप का ही एक रूप है जिसको कहते हैं अपन पाखंड. So I found one thing, there is no a nothing truth there, and every person is telling lie. Wife is telling lie to her husband. Husband is telling lie to his wife. Son was not following. Son is not following the. Son are not following the father, the permission of father. Brahman is not Brahman here. Everything is everything became impure. Satya daya dan na vidyate. Nothing is, everything is impure here. So after feeling demoralized, just when I visited Vrindavan Bihari Lal Mandir जब मैं गया, after that just because Vrindavan is the palace where Bhagwan Krishna performed many art, Ras Leela, Maharas, Makhan Chori. That's why I found one thing that Bhakti is still alive there, and that's why I was feeling very happy at that time. So when after feeling very happy when while I was going from there, so on the bank of river Yamuna, I looked to one thing that a young lady was crying there very loudly. There were two old people were lying there, and there were some ladies who were उसको पंखा कर रही थी. So when I looked at scene, I got very surprised, and I was frustrated at what is happening here. Because already you said Propakara is Sadhu Sariyam, that's why I went there. After that, I found one thing that I asked, Hey Devi, who are you? Lady says, I am Bhakti. Hey Devi, आप कौन है? I asked one thing, Devi, who are you? And who are they? ये लोग कौन है? Hey Sankadik. That lady says, Hey Sadhu. Bhogo Sadhu Shanam Tishtam. I am Bhakti. Basically, I taken birth in Dakshi and Karnataka, in the state Karnataka. Basically, I grew there, and after that, Maharashtra में तुकाराम बामदेव जी का महाराज में I appeared there, and गुजरात में आकर के मैं totally burned, and when I came in the place of Vrindavan along with my child, so I became very young, but my son, Gyan and Vairagya becomes old. So it is basically opposite of the nature, because it happens, I know it happens that the mother is old and the son is young, but in this case the condition is opposite. So tell me something, why it happened? Why it happened? Devji Narad is saying definitely you are right, because if such type of thing is happening, this is happening because this is Vrindavan. Ye Vrindavan, and here Bhagwan Krishna, Lord Krishna performed his art. That's why Bhakti is still alive here, and you are Bhakti. That's why. you become young. But the people of the Brindavan believe in only one thing, bhakti. The people of Brindavan does not believe on Jnana, does not believe on Vairagya. Yeah, really, this is the thing that the people of the Brindavan, yeah, definitely means already. If you people remember that in the previous video or in any video, but I said one thing that there is a difference between bhakti. There is a difference between bhakti and dharma. ज्ञान वैराग्य ये सब धर्म की एक परिभाषा. You will get jnana means knowledge after hearing any sant Mahatma, and definitely after that bhakti will come. But there are some people who believes only in the bhakti. Okay, there is no any there are no any rules regulations for the devotees. Yeah, definitely. So Vrindavan is the palace where Bhagavan Krishna performed many arts. That's why bhakti is alive here. So you are bhakti, that's why he became young. But the people of the Vrindavan does not believe in Jnana and Vairagya. That's why they are old. Okay. So Bhakti starts asking one thing from Dev Krishnarad. Krishna, hey Kripa Sindhu. I heard one thing that when we people sits in the front of Sant Mahatma, definitely automatically the sorrow of the life become overcome. And if you are Sant, definitely take me yours Sunny, आप मुझे अपना सानिध्य दो. I want to sit in the front of you for a while, for a span of time, for a period of time. I want to clear my doubts. Why it had happened? Devrishi Narad says one thing that you definitely know when Bhagavan Krishna went from this Mrityulok to his dham. After that, just Kalyug came there, and that's why in the Kalyug, Bhakti, Daya, Dana, Vidyate, nothing is pure here. Everything is being impure day by day because of the injunction of the Kalyug in the world. कलयुग का आगमन हो चुका है because already कलयुग came after the visiting of the Krishna from this earth. That's why because of the presence of Kalyug, everything is being impure day by day. So Bhakti asked one thing. Hey Sant, hey Kripa Sindhu, I want to ask you one thing. If there was such type of problems, there was some drawbacks, there was such type of drawbacks in the Kali, then why Raja Parishit allowed Raja Parishit, King Parishit allowed Kali to enter in the state? Baba Devrishnal says one thing, definitely you are right, but along with the drawbacks, there was one merit in the Kali. There are one advantage of Kali, and what was that? कलयुग केवल नाम आधारा कलयुग केवल नाम धारा सुमिर सुमिर नर उतरई पारा कलयुग केवल नाम आधारा. Kalyug is only and only the yuga in which only through the chanting of the name we people get the God, we people meet the God. यानी कि कलयुग is only the yuga in which the simplest way is available there. Only after chanting the name of God we also take the advantage of God. हम भगवान को weak people can get the God, people can understand the God only through the chanting the name of God. But at before Kalyug, in the Treta Yuga, in the Dwapar Yuga, in the Satyuga, people had to be do something special, yajna, havan, tapasya, badi yajna. People had to be did everything. After that, such type of thing became possible. But in this Kali Yuga, only through the chant the name of God, only through the bhajan, people can meet the God. People can get the punya. Okay. कलयुग केवल नाम धारा. And Sumari means after chanting the name of God, people can pass the, यानी कि हम अपने नैया को पार लगा, people can get the, people can get knowledge. Okay, so after that, Bhagavati Sati says, now tell me, how can you solve my problem? Because I want to solve my problem, because I am in बहुत दुख में हूँ. I am totally frustrated and I am feeling very emotional. My son are old and I am young. That is very adverse situation for me. Tell me something. Do something for me. Devrishi Narad said, "Hey Sankadik, definitely." I said, "Don't worry. Don't need to worry about that. I will do everything for you, because Paropkara is sadhu sarira and I am sadhu, so that's why it becomes my duty to solve your problem." Baba Gus, यहाँ पर in this case basically Devrishi Narad starts saying, chanting Ved Vedant Ghosasya Gita Pate Mudhur. Ved Vedant Ghosasya Gita Pate Mudhur. यहाँ पर बाबा Devrishi Narad starts chanting the Ved Vedant into the ear of Gyan and Vedanta. So after hearing all these things, Ved Vedant, for a while, for a short span of time, he started moving, but after that again फिर से वो मूर्छित हो जाता. So after trying many times, when Devrishna says, now I have to do something special, definitely. At that time, Akasvani हुई, and in the Akasvani, Surya Bhagwan ने कहा, hey Devrishna, if you really want to solve the problem of Bhakti Mata, if you really want to आप अगर if you really want to treat ज्ञान and वैराग्य, for that you will have to organize सत्य की कथा, आप organize करिए. And at that time Baba Dev Rishinarad was unable to understand the meaning of what is सत्य की कथा. So Baba Goswami Tulsidas says, hey Sankadi Vrichi. That's why I was moving here and there, I was asking to every Sant Mahatma, but no one was there to answer. That's why I came here. And definitely, if I meet you, definitely tell me what is the meaning of Satya Ki Katha and how can I solve the problem of Bhakti Gyan and Vairagya. Sanak Sanandan Sanatan Sanat Kumar said one thing, that don't need to worry about that. Satya Ki Katha means Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. If once you will chant the Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran in the front of Gyan and Vairagya, definitely their sorrow will finish. Don't need to worry about that. So Devrishi Narad asked you one thing. Already Ved Vedanta Ghosasya Gita Pataya Muhurmur. Already I spoke everything into the ear of Gyan and Vairagya. Despite that, he didn't become okay. And you are saying the Srimad, I will have to chant the name of Srimad Bhagavad, I will chant the Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. So also Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran is the part of Ved Vedanta. But already I have explained everything. So Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran is also the part of Ved. So how can you solve that? It will be beneficial for him. Sankadik Rishi starts smiling and says, definitely. It is also the part of Ved. But it is the moral of the entire story. instead of reading the book, instead of reading every granth separately, always we people should try to read Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, because Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran is the collection of the entire Granth Shastra. It is the moral of the entire Granth. So it becomes very easy for the people to understand the meaning of God, understand the meaning of Bhakti, understand the meaning of Jnana, understand the meaning of Vairagya through Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Okay, so just try to understand. So let us suppose now I am giving you an example. Sankadik Rishi is saying, Hey Naradji, I am giving you an example. Milk is already in the milk, ghee is already available in the milk. But if you want that after using the milk you will burn the deepak ko aap jala doge, that will be not possible. Because if you put a lot of मिल्क इन द दीपक, डेफिनेटली दीपक विल वो बुझ जाएगी. बट लेकिन हम उसी दूध में से when people start stirring the milk, and after that when people put some joran in the milk, and after that when we will stir that, definitely when people used to burn that on the burner, definitely after that ghee will come out from there. It means after that when you will put that ghee in the deepak, the bati will, deepak will glow. It means the ghee was already there, but when we will put the milk in the deepak, definitely deepak हो जाएगी. लेकिन when people stir it, and when people put some a lot of joran there, and after when people will stir that, and when people will burn on the burner, definitely after that it will convert into the ghee. After that when people will put the lot of ghee in the deepak, definitely well the deepak will burn. Okay. जिस प्रकार दूध में घी तो था, ऑलरेडी घी वॉज अवेलेबल देयर, बट जिस तरीके से दूध को डालने से दीपक नहीं जलेगा, उसको घी निकालना पड़ेगा दूध से. आफ्टर दैट इट विल बी पॉसिबल टू बर्न ए दीपक. Similarly, in this case, every such Shastra Granth is as like a milk, and the Bhagavad Mahapuran is as like the butter. And basically, it became possible, it emerged from the milk, and after stirring, after putting a lot of zoran there into there, and after that, it emerges out. It means कि Bhagavad Mahapuran is basically the moral of the entire Granth. So instead of speaking the entire Granth, that will be very easy for we all to spoke Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, and that will be more beneficial for the devotees, for the people. Okay, so if you want to treat Gyan and Vairagya, always be also always just you should try to chant Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran in front of Gyan and Vairagya. David Srinath say, okay, definitely I will organize this event, a 7 days event, but who will speak? You are the orator, you all are the son of Brahma, Sanak Sanandan Sanatan Sanat Kumar. So there are no another other orator as other knowledgeable orator as like you. So please tell me Bhagavad Mahapuran. Now I have to decide where we people will organize the katha. Sanak Sanandan Sanatan Sanat Kumar is saying that yeah, definitely katha should be organized on the palace below the Badrika Ashram and above the Vrindavan, means on the river of Anand Ghat in Haridwar. Okay, so there are some Mahatma, some Sant Mahatma says one thing, why Sankadik Rishi said the katha should be organized below the Badrika Ashram and above the Vrindavan. Okay, Sant Mahatma says that always when people want to learn something, when people want to hear Ramayana, when people want to hear Katha, when people want to learn Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, if you want, when we people want to sit in the front of Sant Mahatma, for that, if Sankadik Rishi is saying that the location should be below the Badrikas, means sometimes it happens because of our attitude, we people becomes very uh, attitudable and just start saying that no, I can't believe in such type of things. Means if you are, if you want, means if you want it to develop the interest in your heart to listen something like that, so for that your mind should be, your level of attitude should be decreased. It means that's why Sankadik Rishi is saying, Sankadik Rishis are saying that Katha should be organized under the बद्रिकाश्रम, बिलो द बद्रिकाश्रम. इस मीन्स कि जो मन बहुत ऊपर भटकता रहता है, फॉर ए वाइल, फॉर ए शॉर्ट स्पेन ऑफ टाइम, जस्ट वी पीपल शुड स्टिल आवर माइंड अंडर द गाइडेंस ऑफ संत महात्मा. And that's why he is saying that Vrindavan ke upar, it means sometimes when people want to learn something about Bhagavad Mahapuran or any religious activity, or if you want to learn something about God, for that if our mind is very below, if the mind is doing something in the text for a short span of time, just people should try to up our mind in the, just for a while, for a short span of time, we people should try to कंसंट्रेट आवर माइंड ऑन द भगवान की कथा. यानी कि मन जो नीचे भटक रहा है उसको थोड़ा ऊपर उठाइए, और ये मन जो बहुत घमंड में है उसको थोड़ा नीचे गिराइए. तो इस दोनों स्थिति के बीच में कथा इज गोइंग टू पॉसिबल. दैट्स व्हाई such type of thing is going to possible here. Are you getting my point? What I said. So on the Anand Ghat, on the bank of Anand Ghat, Devi Narad is the Parikshit. Parikshit means who is Srota, who is listening Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Bhrigu Rishi was the Rishi at that time who was trying to aware all the people about that. He was awareing all the people that from Falani day se Bhagwan ki katha is going to start from this day to this day on the bank of Haridwar, Anand Ghat. So that will be better for you all, that you people will visit there and you people will get punya from there. Will you people get the knowledge from there. Okay. So after that, Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan, Samatpar, all four brothers seated in the Vyaspeeth and starts saying Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. And at that time, Sant Mahatma says, now he is saying the importance of Bhagavad Mahapuran. Now, before saying anything, if you people want to say something, if you want to explain something, for that, for explaining, before explaining anything, just always we people should try to give some importance, explain some importance of that thing. So that's why Sankadik Rishis were chanting the Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. That's why before entering in the Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, they all are saying about the importance of Bhagavad. Okay, so they are saying that Bhagavan ki katha is not only Bhagavad. They were saying that Bhagavan, the Bhagavad Mahapuran is not only applicable for the people who is alive, people who are alive. Bhagavad katha can be possible not only for the people who are alive. Bhagavad katha can be possible for the people who are not alive, who is not with us. So such type of personality can also improve his life through Bhagavad Gita. At that time, Devrishi Narad starts asking, how can you say that? Means if the people are not alive, so how can you make it his life successful? Tell me something. Such type of things happened in the past. If it happened, definitely tell me in the detail. That's why Sankadik Rishi is saying definitely it happened, and I am telling the story. I am telling the history. I am talking about a state, Maharashtra के कुंदनपुर गांव में. There was a village in the name which name is Kundanpur, which resides in the located in the Maharashtra. And in the village of Kundanpur, there was a river Tundabhadra, and near the village there was a Brahman who resides there. And Brahman was very intelligent, and in the Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, Vyasji says name of the Brahman was Atmadev, and Atmadev was very intelligent person, and his मस्तक जो उसका था वो it was very bright. And some Sant Mahatma says that Atmadev was as like the second sun. वो सूर्य के दूसरे सूर्य के समान था. And he was very intelligent, very knowledgeful, and very sensitive Brahman. And he was always used to chant the name of. He has everything. He had everything. He had a wife whose name is Nanda. And despite that, sometimes he feels he felt that there is something, there is some lackness. Sometimes Apude feels that I have everything, I have a lot of money, I have a wife, but despite that, I am feeling that my life is incomplete because I have not. Some people say that Atmadev was frustrating, Atmadev was demoralizing, Atmadev was feeling sorrow because of the lack of this. Yeah, definitely he was in sorrow because of the lack of son, lack of child. But this was not only the problem. Was not only the reason. The reason was also that at that time, this is not only the reason that Atmadev had not any child. The problem was that Atmadev always believed in the God, but despite that, sometimes he was feeling, he felt that like that I am the Bhakt of God, and despite that, God is doing such type of thing with me that I don't have child, and that does not matter that if I don't care for that if I have not child. But the problem is that if I grow some plant in my garden, definitely after some time our plant becomes dry. Okay, if I used to taken some vegetables in my home, definitely after some time it starts drying. So I am that much unlucky. If I am the devotees of God, then why God is doing such type of nonsense thing? And from my side, in accordance with me, I would like to say one thing that if you are bhakt, if any person, if the frontier is bhakt, definitely he becomes his right to say something to his God because he is right. He can complain the God about anything. So Atmadev was saying that if I am your devotee, then why you are doing such type of thing? Why you are misbehaving with me? One day he decided that now I will lost my life. So that's why he was moving along the river. Suddenly on the path he met the Mahatma. Mahatma says, "Hey Brahman, where you are going? Kim Brahman दुखम क्या दुख है तुम्हारा? Why you are looking so sad?" Atmadev starts saying that I am in the problem because I don't have any child. Problem is not that only don't have child. Problem is that घर में कोई फल कुछ भी लाओ वो भी सूख जाता है, पौधे लगाओ वो भी सूख जाता है. And one of the important thing is that I have a cow, and दुर्भाग्य ये है, it is my unfortunate that my cow never taken birth to any child. किसी बच्चे को उसने जन्म नहीं दिया. That's why I am feeling very unfortunate. That's why I am feeling very unlucky. That I am very unlucky person. That's why I am going to lose my life. I want a child. I want a son. Mahatma says, what you will do with your son? Because sometimes it happens just people start thinking like that. If son comes in our generation, definitely he will serve me. But who will decide? महाराज अंग के भी पुत्र थे. When Ben was nothing, that's why he was unable to care the father, and because of the his son, महाराज अंग हैज टू बी लिव द एवरीथिंग, गुफा में जाकर के छुप गए थे, बहुत दिनों तक नहीं आए। तो जस्ट वी पीपल शुड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड ऑल दिस थिंग, that's why I am saying what you will do with your son, so that will be better for you. Instead of crying for the child, instead of crying for the son, that will be better for you. You should focus on the God. Always you should try to chant the name of God. Atmadev was saying, yeah, definitely I am doing everything, not need to advise me. Not need to advise me. Already I am doing everything. In this case, in this case, basically, Mahatma says, if you really want to achieve a son, but sorry to say, I was observing your mind for the several seconds that there is no child in your, तुम्हारे भाग्य में कोई बच्चा नहीं है. Atmadev was a very intelligent personality, so that's why he used to think that if a Brahman, if a Mahatma is able to say that I don't have child in my next 7 birth, so definitely it will be possible for him to give a child. वो मुझे एक बच्चा तो दे देगा. जो ब्राह्मण, जो महात्मा, after looking my mind, just he can say everything what will happen in my next 7 birth. So definitely it is very impossible for, it is very easy for the frontier to give me a child. चरण में गिर पड़ा, बोला अब I will lost my life under your feet if you will not give me a child. After some time, just Mahatma hold a fruit from his bag and he given the fruit to Atmadev and said, definitely when if your wife will eat them, definitely after 1 year you will get a son, but for that you will have to follow some rules and regulations. भूमि पे शयन करना. आप अपनी पत्नी को कहना, ऑलवेज ट्राई टू स्पीक ट्रूथ. हमेशा अच्छी अच्छी चीज़ों पर भरोसा करो. इधर उधर मन बुद्धि चित भटके ना. निंदा शिकायत किसी की ना करना. भूमि पे शयन करना, पवित्र भोजन करना. Atmadev was feeling very happy at that time when he went to his home. He said to his wife that Mahatma gave me a fruit, and when you will eat them, definitely you will pregnant. You will become pregnant, and after that we will get a son. Wife of Mahatma Ji starts thinking like that. If people get the child with the help of fruit, they not need to marry with anyone. This is not a Brahman. This is a Ponga Pandit. पत्नी धुंधली थी. धुंधली means a personality whose buddhi is dhundli type, who is unable to understand the meaning of everything. A person who is not, and in the single sentence I would like to say that dhundli means a person who is not believing in Patha Puran, and instead of doing something religious, just he is moving here and there in search of the thing to satisfy his life. So इसको धुंधली बुद्धि कहते हैं. So Dhundli was very frustrated and start saying that I will not eat. And in the front of Mahatma Dev, she said, definitely I will eat. Don't worry. When Mahatma Dev went from there, Dhundli's sisters came there, and it starts asking, my sister, why you are looking so sad? Dhundli said, your brother-in-law basically एक फल लाए हैं, and he was saying that when I will eat it, definitely I will pregnant, and after that I will get but let us suppose first thing Dudley is saying, first thing that I can't believe in this type of food. I can't believe in the food. And suppose if it become possible and I will be pregnant, definitely after some time when I will be pregnant, definitely my womb will be very large, So suppose because of any reason if गांव में आग लग गई तो मैं कैसे बाहर, how can I fled from there? It will be impossible for me. And definitely when I will be pregnant तो my infrastructure will be changed, so मैं सुंदर दिखना बंद हो जाऊंगी. Definitely I don't want to be pregnant. So she didn't eat the. Her sister says don't need to worry about that because I am already pregnant, because already you have a lot of money, I have many children, so I am again pregnant. So if you will give me some a lot of money against the child, definitely after 9 days, after 9 months, I will give you my newborn child. And tell your husband that you already eaten the fruit. So in the future he will not ask anything. And after 9 months, I will give you my child. You can say that this is your child. Both were agree at that time. After 9 months, Dhundli, sister of Dhundli's, gave her child to Dhundli, and Dhundli starts saying to Atmadev, Maharaj, I gave a birth to my child, that मैंने बच्चे को जन्म दिया है. And if you people remember that at that time, instead of eating the fruit, was Dhundli gave this fruit to the cow. अपने गाय को उसने दे दिया, इसको गाय को वो फल खिला दिया. So after some time, cow will cow cow also जन्म दिया बच्चों को, gave birth to a child, जिसका पूरा शरीर मनुष्य जैसा था और कान गाय जैसे थे, इसलिए इनका नाम गोकर्ण पड़ा. गोकर्ण जी महाराज की. And when Brahman comes to नाम रखने के लिए जब आया धुंधली के पुत्र का, तो धुंधली ने कहा नहीं, अपने बेटे का नाम मैं खुद रखूं. तो खुद का नाम धुंधली था, तो अपने बेटे का नाम धुंधकारी रखा. Now I want to share everything in the short. Try to understand. There was two sons of Atmadev. One was Dhundkari and another was Gokar. गोकर्ण महाज्ञानी धुंधकारी महाखला. At that time धुंधकारी was बहुत always they did non-textbook things. छोटे छोटे बच्चों को कुएं में फेंक देता, अंधे लोगों को गलत रास्ता दिखाता, बूढ़े की लकड़ी छीनकर भाग जाता. In the entire life always he did the non-text. पाप ही पाप किया उससे. So after looking everything, Atmadev started feeling very unlucky that definitely Mahatma was saying that what I will get, what I will do with the child if the child will be not good. Because in the holy book Ramayana, Baba Goswami Tulsidas is saying, पुत्र कपुत्र तो कादन संचय, पुत्र सपूत तो कादन संचय. He started feeling very unlucky after some time. Gokaranji Maharaj was very intelligent, that's why he advises Atmadev not need to worry about that. Now already you become old, so that will be better for you, that if you should went to any Tirth Yatra, or you should focus on the God. After taking permission from his child Gokaran, Atmadev starts chanting the name of God and left his home. अपने घर को छोड़ दिया. Left his home. After some time, Dhundkari and Dhundli, both mother and son was alone there. And because of the absence of his father, Dhundkari was very free to do, and now he starts doing anything. उसने 5-6 वेश्याओं को अपने घर में लिया, 6 वर्कर को, और खूब पापी करता अपने घर पे. He started drinking a wine, शराब पीना प्रारंभ कर दिया, गलत गलत चीजें करता. And always he used to ask money from his mother. And one day his mother says that I don't have money. जितना था तुमको दे दिया. He starts beating his mother. So one day when Dhundli, the mother of Dhundkari, starts feeling shame, after that she destroyed her life. कुएं में कूद करके अपने प्राण न्यौछावर किया. After the death of his mother, Dhundkali again become free, and after that he starts चोरी करना उसने स्टार्ट कर दिया. और जब उसने चोरी करना स्टार्ट किया, तरह तरह के राजाओं के घर से चोरी कर करके घर में लाता. तो उसके घर में जो 6 वर्कर थी, जो वैश्या थी, she starts thinking like that, if one day the king will catch him, definitely he will kill Dhundkari, and along with that I will have to lost my life. So that will be better, is that I always means we should finish the life of Dhundkari. तो सभी वैश्याओं ने मिलकर, सभी सेक्स वर्कर ने मिलकर के धुंधकारी को मार दिया, और धुंधकारी प्रेत बन गया. क्या बन गया? प्रेत बन गया. Now it is very difficult to understand. I said one thing that धुंधकारी के साथ 5 वेश्याएं रहती. ये 5 वेश्याएं क्या है? ये नाक कहती है अच्छी सुगंध दो, आई वॉन्ट टू सेंस ए वेरी गुड स्मेल. जीवा कहती है आई वॉन्ट टू ईट वेरी टेस्टी. कान कहता है अच्छा अच्छा सुना, आई वॉन्ट टू हियर समथिंग वेरी नाइस. आँख कहती है अच्छा दिखा, और ये शरीर कहता है एक अच्छा स्पर्श हो. इस चीज़ों में वी पीपल आर डाइवर्टिंग फ्रॉम आवर गुरु, एंड इंस्टेड ऑफ doing something religious, we people are doing everything to fulfill the requirement of our, ये जो इंद्रियां है उसकी तृप्ति के लिए हम सब. धुंधकारी अपनी इंद्रियों की तृप्ति करते करते ही अपने जीवन को बर्बाद कर लिया, और जब उसकी मृत्यु हुई, आफ्टर हिज डेथ ही बिकेम प्रेत, घोस्ट बन गया, वो भूत बन गया. धुंधकारी महाराज जब हर एक तीर्थ से भ्रमण करते करते अपने घर को आए, तो Dhundkari starts appearing in the front of Gokaran in the form of ghost. And once when Dhundkari से जब गोकर्ण जी महाराज ने पूछा, where are you and why you are torturing me, why you are appearing in the form of anyone? Dhundkari said, after my death I became animal, I became a small insect, and I am very angry because I have a lot of, भूख मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा है, but because of my lack small size I am unable to eat anything. So it is my difficulty. I am in sorrow. मैं दुख में हूँ मेरे भाई. You should do something special for me. I want to emerge from such type of, इस नर्क से, इस दुख से मैं निकलना चाहता हूँ. Always in my life I had been doing always non-text things. पाप करता रहा मैं अपने जीवन पर्यंत. But आज today I am suffering from दुख. That's why that will be better for me if you will do something Yagavan for me. उस वक्त धुंधकारी ने सूर्य का आवाहन किया. सूर्य भगवान says that if you really want to do something for धुंधकारी, for that basically you should chant the भागवत महापुराण. So गोकर्ण जी महाराज ने धुंधकारी को भगवान की कथा सुनाई श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण, जो कि हम सब which we all are here. So when Gokaran Maharaj starts chanting Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, at that time एक 7 गांठ की बांस को वहाँ पे रखा गया, बिकॉज एट दैट टाइम गोकर्ण धुंधकारी वाज घोस्ट एंड घोस्ट है तो घोस्ट मीन्स घोस्ट इज एज लाइक एयर, सो दैट विल बी बेटर फॉर धुंधकारी टू सिट इन द 7 गांठ की एक बांस रखी गई, एंड आफ्टर दैट एवरीथिंग गोकर्ण महाराज स्टार्ट्स स्पीकिंग श्रीमद् भागवत। पहले दिन की कथा खत्म हुई, पहली ग्रंथि खुली। आफ्टर द कंप्लीशन ऑफ सेकेंड डेज कथा दूसरी ग्रंथि खुली, तीसरे दिन की कथा में तीसरी ग्रंथि खुली, 7वें दिन की कथा में 7वीं ग्रंथि खुल गई, और जीवन की सारी अशुद्धियां जब धुंधकारी की मिट गई तो धुंधकारी भगवान के रूप में एक अच्छा माथे पर चंदन धोती कुर्ता एक ब्राह्मण के रूप में प्रकट हो गया। मीन्स आई वॉज सेइंग दैट वॉज द बॉम्बे ऑफ 7 गांठ, उसमें 7 गांठें थी। 7 गांठ का मतलब होता है जीवन में संदेह, और संदेह जीवन में जब आता है तो इट कैन बी ओवरकम ओनली एंड ओनली थ्रू कथा, बिकॉज इन द होली बुक रामायण, बिफोर स्टार्टिंग रामायण, बाबा गोस्वामी तुलसीदास से राम कथा सुंदर करता